and for those who are new, welcome and thank you for joining us. So today I'm having Rudeberg. This is a South African wine from 2018 and yeah, from Western Cape, South Africa. 14% alcohol content. So let's drink and then we read the story. So let's have a taste. Okay, now I know why it's called the best wine in South Africa. Amazing. Anyway, laptop, let's start. So, hey Wimby, I would like to stay anonymous. My story goes like this. I was traditionally married at 22 in Zimbabwe. Everything was fine for a while until my husband started staying out late and having various affairs. When I confronted him, that's when the physical abuse started. He said I had no right to ask him such questions because he was the head of the house. The abuse was not frequent, but abuse is abuse. One day, a friend of my husband's told him about this au pair program which his sister was doing, and my husband, being an opportunist, wanted me to do the same program because in his mind he thought if I had a chance to go to Germany, I would invite him later under the spousal visa. I learned my basic German and the agency found a family for me. Every day he would tell me, when you get to Germany, remember who you belong to. So at 24, I finally left him for Germany. The first 2 weeks, my husband would call constantly and I would answer mostly because I was still scared of him. But then I realized he was 1,000 miles away and he couldn't help me anymore. So I wrote him a message and told him it was over. Good for you. He threatened me, called my parents demanding the lobola back, but they told him to go to hell. After all the abuse, he didn't deserve anything. My host family was nice, and during my time with them, that's when I met my current husband. Okay. When I was still an au pair, he took good care of me. Whatever I needed, he would provide. My host family knew I had a boyfriend in another city, but I never really introduced him to them. Anyway, after my year as an au pair, we got married so that I could stay in the country. To be honest, German for me was really hard to learn. And with my host family, we mostly spoke English because they wanted the kids to learn English. So when I got married to my German husband, I thought now I could really take my time and go to language school and learn the language. But every time I brought up language school, he always had an excuse as to why I couldn't start at that particular time. I didn't read much into that at that time. When I said I wanted a part-time job so that I could support my family back home, he said, don't worry about it. He took care of my family, still does. Anyway, I got pregnant with our first son and then started the emotional abuse. He would mock me about gaining weight, and when I would get sad or cry, he would shout, stop that. You will give my child your stupid emotions. He would make racist remarks and expect me to not be offended. I learned to ignore him and cry when I was alone. Instead of having a happy pregnancy, I didn't really enjoy it. I was unhappy and stressed. When he was at work, that was my time to be free and meet some friends. Yes, I had friends. I still have friends. But at first I didn't tell them because I was trying to make sense of it all. But as time went on, I just felt ashamed of how I let this happen again. Hadn't I learned my lesson in the first marriage? The funny thing is, my friends and family adore him. He's so nice and funny around them. He supports them with everything they need. Moving forward, our son was born, and I found myself in the pits of hell. He would hit me because the baby was crying, and as you all know, babies cry a lot. So I got hit a lot. I remember one time I couldn't go out of the house for a week. The hitting got less as the baby grew. When my son was 4, I again brought up the idea of me going to language school. And again, I was shut down. That's when I realized he didn't want me to learn German at all. And I was trapped. 6 months later, I was pregnant again with my youngest son. And the same cycle started up again. My older son once asked about the bruises I had. And that's when he started hitting me in places that no one notices. When my oldest was 7 and the youngest was 2, he completely stopped hitting me. But here's the kicker. He was suddenly into BDSM, the hardcore type. He would force me to watch porn with him so that I would learn the things he likes. This is when I really started looking for a way out. I tried to Google places that could help me, and some are written in English, but the important stuff is in German. My boys are now 9 and 4, and I want out. I don't want them to grow up to be violent adults. If you can help in any way, I would be thankful. I know people will ask why I just don't leave. Or just tell someone. But honestly, it's not that easy. I never worked. I don't have money saved up. And I'm terrified that my husband will win the kids during custody. I am afraid to tell anyone because to everyone else, he is the perfect husband. He put my siblings through school. We can afford to travel all over the world. We want for nothing, but I am just not safe here. Especially with this COVID, he's always at home. And it's just too much. I can't breathe. Anonymous. Whew. So, I got this story about a week or 2 ago. And I researched different organizations which can help this lady, and I sent her a private message through her email, which she sent me the story with, and I sent her the different organizations which can help her, and she can stay anonymous there also, and where she doesn't really have to worry that she'll lose her kids or that she doesn't have money. I really hope the information I sent her will work, because yeah, I feel her pain. I mean, from coming from another abusive marriage, jumping into another, it must be frustrating, because yeah, at some point I think you just lose hope, as in who can help you, especially if you can't speak the language. I mean, German is a very hard language to learn, and I mean, she needs help. I have sent her all the information I can, because I went to a group on Facebook with a lot of ladies, and they gave me some tips and what she can do and everything. She allowed me to do this. It's not like I broke her trust and just did things out of my, you know. I asked her before if I could ask other ladies for help, because I personally don't live in Germany, and I didn't know if the system in Germany and in Austria are the same for abused women. So I needed the information, and they gave it to me. I hope it helps, and I hope she can get out before. Hey, imagine, it's lockdown. We have lockdown now since last year. I mean, living with a person like this, it's not easy. It can't be easy. I mean, I don't have personal experience, but it cannot be easy. So I'm sending you virtual hugs and love. I hope you're in a better place. I hope the information I sent you really works, and I hope you get the strength and the courage to just say, you know what, I'm just going to leave. Even if it's in the middle of the night, you have to run away with your kids. I mean, save your life. Run for your life. It's not a laughing matter. I'm just, you know, I deal with stress by laughing, so it's a coping mechanism. I'm sorry if someone gets offended, but it's just my way of, you know, making things lighter. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. If you have your own stories to tell me, to write to me, you can write to me at simplyvmb@gmail.com. I will write it below, and I'll see you next week. Cheers, and I hope you have a nice weekend. Just chill and relax. I know COVID is still stressing everyone, but it will get better, and have faith. Cheers. Bye.